Hello, everyone. Welcome to YakShaver sprint review 124. For the last sprint, we have get a lot of down and a lot of progress. Let's get into it. So for the sprint goal, it says partially down. The sprint goal was to finish YakShaver Anywhere service integration, that including Azure DevOps and also the capability of sending emails. However, it was partially done. The Azure DevOps part was like completely done, and it's already being pushed to prod. The email part is already being a PR and waiting for review. We will get into more details when we go into the backlog. So the sprint detail, we had 5 working days. Callan was the product owner. The attendees were Zeno, Tino, Stephen, Tom. And the internal hour, we had Zeno working full-time, and I think the time sheet is not correct. I will fix that before I send into an email. Sorry, I missed this. Let's look into the backlog. So the biggest one was the part of the sprint goal to support Azure DevOps on YakShaver Anywhere. It was done by Tino. Tino, can you give us some insight about this PBI?
Yeah, so support Azure DevOps. Now, after you get into YakShaver, product, you can add an integration to invite an Azure DevOps MCP to your tenant, and sysadmin will need to approve that. And after that, you can create a project selecting the Azure DevOps work item destination, and then you can choose which project that you want YakShaver to write the PBI, well, sorry, the issues to. Yeah, so that's already done and in prod.
Cool, thank you, Tino. Any question about it? Okay, cool. Just for information here, I don't know, somehow I can't build this issue on my browser, so I temporarily add this red square to remind myself this one need to be shut off during the summary. I will make it bold when I edit into an email.
Sorry, shouldn't that already be in an email?
Shouldn't
the email already be formatted, ready to press send at the end of the meeting?
I didn't know that, but next time I can copy and paste it into email and before the meeting.
Yeah, Tom, is that how you do it?
I do the email afterwards because sometimes we have some corrections to do on the on this template.
Okay, the other teams do it in an email, and it's easy just to type and make changes as you go.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, next time I will remember to copy it to your email before we start meeting. The next one was to showing is Tom's PBI. Portal dialog missing logo in header. Tom, can you give us some insights on this one?
Yeah, so if you open that up, we added some YakShaver branding on the various dialogues that we have in there, which we didn't have before, following our SSW rule. And yeah, those are also some screenshots I provided Thiago with, as he needed some best practices images for the rule he was working on to update.
Yeah.
So,
because there's a lot of UI here, and often you do have some pushback on the UI. When all this was done, did you go to anyone and say, all right, so it's all done, the devs are happy, Callum, are you happy, or Adam, are you happy, or whatever?
Not directly, because we have our SSW rule for that. So I thought it is basically what we're following, the standard.
If you remember, there's been so many times that UI has been done, but Callum has changes or I have changes, so it's generally better. Especially all the wording and stuff. Once it's all done and all the devs have given all their feedback, I'm not saying for every single one with UI, but I'd be very
Yeah.
surprised if Callum or I didn't suggest some change.
I haven't changed in this one any wording, so it's just updating the dialog branding, which includes the logo.
Okay. Well, just before I've even read the words, you can see the headings above the boxes that say what did you like optional, name optional. You can see it's hard up against the box. That's just like the quickest piece of feedback I can give you.
Yep.
In addition, underneath that, allowed domains. The font size is different than the font size above. So there's a switch in font size. So yeah, I would generally try to get Callum to look over it once you're happy with it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. I'll make a note on these changes.
Okay, that's good feedback. Thank you, Callum. Sorry, thank you, Adam.
I'll take it.
Let's look at next. The next one is the next one is the YakShaver block more article buttons start on loading. This issue was found when we adding more blocks into our blog page. Now I'm at YakShaver website. If I go to blog, as you can see, we have been adding lots more blocks recently, and then it exposes one of the issue that when you click on this load all articles, it doesn't actually load the previous ones. Now this issue has been fixed. You can see all the blog articles here, and also saying the search bar didn't work before, and after the fix, the search bar works as well. You can see it's reflecting all the YakShaver here. That's this PBI. And next one was to show off is YakShaver anyway issue are created without screenshot. That was done by Willow and Zeno. Zeno, can you give us some insight on this one, please?
Yes. Can you open this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we noticed that the issue generated by YakShaver anywhere did not include any screenshot because it's originally run entirely in an isolated sandbox. So it does not have access to the original videos. So we have now fixed it by reuse the same old pipelines for like screenshot extractions. So we also align all the pipelines to follow the same flow as much as possible to help reduce the cost for maintenance and like future updates. So you can see from the screenshots, the current issue created by YakShaver Anywhere will always include the necessary screenshots to like declare the issues more carefully. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, just on the bad example figure, I think I would, rather than say which lacks precision, I would say the issue only contains a text description missing screenshot. Like, I think it's a lot clearer
Okay.
what you're talking about. I don't know what lacks precision means.
Sure, I will update it.
Okay. Thank you, Zeno. Let's move on. So
Now,
yeah,
is there a test? Let's just say that they stop adding a screenshot, because this has happened a couple of times. Do you have like a playwright test or something covering that?
I think we are adding the test to the backlog, yeah, but we haven't created a issue yet. It's one of the tasks in the email that I need to create those tasks.
Okay, if you don't have a playwright test, you should call Hark and do it together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll note, write it down.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Carl. Yeah, that's all the planned PBI to demonstrate. Besides, we also complete some UI change. I mean, a lot of UI change, and also the YakShaver Anywhere where to support direct email creation. It's almost done because it's still it's just in review. And after that, we can push that to prod. Besides, does anyone have any question about or any interesting PBI you want to talk about, Adam?
Well, I would just like to know how many of these ones got automatically done by AI without any developer skills added.
You can see there's a robot emoji here. Those robot emojis indicate they are assigned to a model.
Yes, I know assigned to, but did they completely get done without any developer intervention?
Almost. I would say 90% of them are automatically done. Human
Yeah.
just need to review them and confirm it's fixed.
Yeah, of course, they must have a human check them, but
Yeah.
I want to know, like, should we put the emoji in the done column if it was completely done without any developer skill?
Yeah, I think that would help like differentiate between that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do that.
I think we
Okay.
can update the Tiger skills, so Tiger can automatically pick them up and update into the status column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We now call it halfback, but yes.
Sorry, yeah, halfback. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, let's move on. Next, Zeno, can you walk through us with the velocity and the AI tool usage, please?
Oh, yeah. So for the recent velocities, we have delivered 28 points this week, and our plan is like 18 points. I think we delivered much better than we expected because we have included some bonus PBIs, and also Amada helps us to like fix some small issues. And next one for the R&Ds, can you scroll down?
Yeah.
No R&D for this week. And for AI tool usage, I think no changes for others, but Kellen have tried the new model coming from DeepSeek, and also DeepSeek have released their new harness, which might be helpful build up our own agent. And for the part of YakShaver, I think Zeno and Tino is prefer using YakShaver anyway, and Tom Steven is prefer using the desktop and Teams. That's all.
Yep. Thank you, Zeno. And next, Tino going to give us some insight of AI stats. Tino?
Okay, so the AI stats is that Tom and I recorded agreeing last sprint, and we want to drop the whole, this whole AI stats sections, and Callum thought that Adam still wanted the Copilot stats. So that's unresolved for now. And Callum says we can confirm with him, leave it here for now and see what he says. So the AI tool usage. All right, so we currently have our Copilot. Wait, when you scroll, okay, yeah. For the people who are talking, Steven is running this entire thing, so he's spoke the most, but it seems like the rest of us is kind of like, scattered pretty evenly. So yeah, let's scroll down a little. All right. For the main issue completed, our Copilot says YakShaver Anywhere Azure DevOps integration was completed and working in production. Allowing users to select Azure DevOps as work item destination and create work items directly in the YakShaver. The team has added this is key sprint build delivery, which is correct.
Cool. Thank you, Tino.
And so what's the decision? Are we removing anything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, the
Adam.
question was, we were not sure if we wanted to remove this entire AI stats section, or we just want to remove the Claude stats and keep the Copilot stats.
Well, are you asking, do you want to remove SSW Tiger?
Not remove SSW Tiger, because we used to have a screenshot of SSW Tiger on top of this Copilot status. And we
And
thought that was
why have you got
a little
rid of
bit
that?
dumb. Because from the previous last sprint review, we made the decision with Yuli to remove the Tiger screenshot to reflect in the email, but we still do Tiger thing, but it's just a separate URL. Because we thought it was a little bit duplicate.
I'm not really following. Tom, can you explain it?
Yeah, so last sprint, Yuli and you and us agreed that the AI stat section doesn't add that much value to it. And we agreed to remove it to keep the sprint review shorter. Other teams, they don't have that section in their template. So,
Other teams do have, they do show Tiger. I'm not sure. And they do show Copilot.
last sprint, that was different. That Yuli mentioned most of the sprint reviews he's attending, they don't have that section. And yeah, we agreed
well, you can have a look at them, but I'm not sure what that was about.
So the question was now, because after last sprint's discussion where we said we want to remove it, it was unsure if you wanted to keep the Copilot stats. But does it mean you want to keep both the Claude stats and the Copilot stats? Because they don't add that much value. They just reflect, basically the same what we already discussed throughout the sprint. So it's just a repetition.
Callum, are you grasping this one?
Yeah, I mean, I have a memory of last week. We agreed to not show it there because we separately to this item open up the Tiger dashboard and go through it. So I agree it is a bit potentially repetitive, although I guess it doesn't take up that much time. So I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. We're going to see the content regardless.
All right, I'll just explain why I'm confused. Okay. We are talking about we do the sprint review, and one part of it is any highlights that SSW Tigers called out, right? So you're not talking about removing that, are you?
Not that part, just this AI stats section with the screenshots where we basically say, Copilot, give us the correct summary.
I understand you're on Copilot, but you are doing Tiger, right? You do call out what's in Tiger.
Yes.
And is Tiger in this sprint review?
Usually, yes. It's in here, yeah.
Can you show it to me?
Just not as part of the email.
Well, then how would you remember to go through it if it's not here? I just don't understand. It's like saying, let's delete the sprint backlog because we discuss it, but we don't need to see it.
Yep, it should have a link to Tiger in the email.
Yeah, I don't get it. And, obviously a picture is worth 1,000 words, so why delete the picture? Now, maybe what Yuli was saying is we spend too much time discussing the same stuff we just discussed. And I would agree with that. We shouldn't do that. So you should open it and call out any other interesting things that Tiger calls out. But Tiger's been very good at calling out things that we wouldn't naturally discuss. It's just a prompter and a bit of fun.
Yeah, so then instead of having a screenshot of the summary, what we basically go through, we just add some highlights or the link to the stats and just call out basically the worthwhile discussion.
Yes, you could just put the worthwhile things in here and not even spend any time when you open up Tiger.
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't
would
care.
make that
Yeah.
would make more sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with
Okay,
that.
so put Tiger back in and just try to keep the discussion to it, just to the biggest highlights.
So do you wanna also leave the Copilot stats alone, or
Mhm.
cut it down, or
It's fine. I think it's fine.
okay?
So keep the Copilot stats and also add a reference to the
Right.
Tiger, no, halfback result.
No, Tiger.
See?
Okay.
Cheetah is now half back. Tiger is still Tiger.
Okay.
Now-
good.
Now, the main thing that we want to know is AI accurate? So that's meant to have a tick or a cross if it got it right in the figure.
Yes, it's very hard to edit the tick in the web page or in the template. I will add the tick in the email when I copy it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's move on. So the overall project snapshot, we have 792 open items, committed 11, and average velocity was 20.7, and there are 141 backlog ready. Next, Tom going to give us some insight of retrospective on the previous spring.
Yeah, so what went well, Tino converted somebody from YakShaver desktop to YakShaver Anywhere. So they used before the desktop version, but they are more happy using the YakShaver Anywhere. Callum finally discussed with me SSW Relay. So now I have finally some idea what it is about, which is pretty exciting, and looking forward to, put some review on that. Zeno said he made a lot of progress. We as a team made a lot of progress, and he reviewed and fixed all of Willow's remaining work since she went to client work. Steven said we now have finally Azure DevOps support for YakShaver Anywhere, which is a big milestone. And I said I'm finally back full-time on YakShaver after my China trip. What didn't go so well, Callum said many items have been done, but the sprint code hasn't been fully completed, and we haven't captured any feedback for YakSmasher, which we will change upcoming sprint. The things that we need to improve for next sprint, Callum says the communication needs to be more clearly in the daily scrum about our progress, which I agree. And I also said as my point that the team shouldn't be afraid or shy to reach out to other team members for help, especially if the work is urgent, for example, the sprint goal. And we want to foster obviously good and open communication within the team. Steven said, since we have now Azure DevOps support, we can ship YakSmasher to more teams and projects, as some of them have been on DevOps. And Zeno said, some issues turned out to involve far more changes than initially expected, like converting URLs into a more readable format and using slugs. Do we have any comments or questions on any of the items? No? Then Steven, you can continue.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, that's all for our retrospective for our spring 1 to 4. And next, let's look at the forecast for next week, which is spring 1 to 5. So for the spring go, still we are committed to finish the service integration to YakShaver Anywhere, which include the email creation and I think we discussed this. This is a AI arrow. This, yeah. So we were aiming to have the email creation committed and pushed into production next week. Beside the Spring Go, we also added backlog PBIs to have more projects using YakSmasher. So we're going to contact different teams to let them to implement YakSmasher into their website and projects. And also, we're going to follow them with some feedback from them. And also, there's a feature in YakSmasher that every time, currently, when we process the video, we always pull the entire repository into the sandbox, which takes a long time. So we want to make it optional. For the AI stats, Tino, can you give us some insights of this AI stats from Copilot?
Okay, so for the AI Copilot status, so finish YakShaver anywhere, direct email support. Yes, so overall support more work item platform goal can be fully completed. The team identified direct email as the remaining major sprint goal item still in progress, and that is correct.
Good. Yeah, that's the planning for the next week. Any questions? So, Callum, do we have the Tiger status ready?
Yes, we do, Stephen, and I'll take you through it right now. Let me share the screen. All right, so here's the Tiger dashboard for this sprint. A couple of hard truths down the bottom there. So we had 147% velocity, but we only did half the sprint goals. So that's a hard truth and a bitter pill to swallow, but we have swallowed it and we'll endeavor to do better. Regarding the elephants in the room, let's just repeat the same thing. The risk radar, I mean, that's also the same thing, but yeah, we need to, I think in the daily scrums, communicate where we're up to on the sprint goal and keep in mind that the sprint goal is the main thing we want to be doing, and all the other stuff, like even if we're delivering more than we originally promised, if we're not doing the goal, then it's not that useful because we have a bunch of other things we want to do that are blocked by this YakSmasher thing. A couple of buried opportunities we identified. There's a bit of UI churn, meaning there are a few different requests asking for different tweaks here and there to various pieces of UI. It was suggested that adopting the design system everywhere would help solve that problem, although adopting it is going to take a bit of effort as well. So we're going to have to balance up whether or not it's worthwhile the upfront investment. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Next time, let's go for that sprint goal. And that's it. I yield the floor.
Thank you, Callum. So, do we have any questions regarding to the sprint review? Otherwise,
Sounds good.
Cool. So this meeting will be uploaded to YouTube. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.
Thanks, Stephen.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thank you, Stephen.